Gachagua.
From the streets of Nairobi to the hills of Meru, we see the dream, we see the change.
Please be seated. Chairman Kingori and other community leaders, our very senior elder Shosho, and happy birthday, and all the great people of California. God is good, and all the time. Nisalimieni kwa hewa. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kenya hoye, California hoye. Asanteni sana watu wetu wa nyumbani. Mimi nimekuja kutembea huku, na kazi yangu ni fupi sana, ni kusikiza ground. Hapa California mnasemaje? Hapa California mnasemaje? Ati California mnasemaje? Hata hapa ni one time? Wow. Asante sana. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to thank all of you, the great people of California, for the warm welcome since our arrival to this great city on Thursday. You've really taken good care of us. You've made all the arrangements for us to be as comfortable as we are, and we really feel taken care of. Thank you so much for the love, for the care, for the compassion. We don't take it for granted. Again, thank you so much for taking time off your very busy schedule. I know this is a place where people work hard to come and listen to me. I alone had a discussion with Wazes. Pastor Dokas had discussion with our ladies. And again, now we are here to talk about our country. And I really want to thank you for creating time to come and engage. We don't take it for granted. My leadership strategy for me to be effective and to be a good leader is per the slogan of our party DCP, listen to Kenya. I've made it a deliberate modus operandi that my leadership will be informed by continuous engagement with the people of Kenya, because those of us who are elected into office, those are our employers. And it's only wise to listen to your employer, because the employer is always right, and what he or she wants happens. So in my case, as a leader in Kenya, I am quite informed that for me to succeed and to be a leader worth my name, I must continuously listen to the people of Kenya so that I align my thinking and my programs and my leadership with what they want. So I came a month ago, and I've been around various states, and I'm here in California. And I want to say that I've had very meaningful engagement with our people here in the United States. And I'm a wiser person. I'm not the way I came. By the time I go home back, I'm a better leader. I'm a wiser leader. I've learned so much by listening to Kenyans. I have seen so much. And I must tell you, you guys are great people, that you have come to a foreign land and stamped your authority by succeeding. You are having businesses that are very successful. Where you are employed, you have made impact. Tafadhali mujipigie makofi. Pongezi. And that encourages me that much as we are having problems back home, all is not lost, because our greatest asset as a nation is a human resource at our disposal. And if you guys have succeeded here in the United States, where things are working and systems are right, it takes it's clear to everybody that if we get working systems at home, things too can work. And I'm looking for that partnership with you, where we can work together and fix our country, because at the end of it all, east or west, home is best. And you didn't leave Kenya because you hate Kenya. No. You are not here because you hate home. No. You came here to look for greener pastures and to expand your territories and to look for opportunities that were not available back home. If those opportunities were available back home, you'd be at home. And therefore you have a duty, and I've heard most of you tell me you like to come back home and help us grow our country and build our economy. But it's only fair that as you come home, you cannot leave a working system to come to one that is not working. So it is in your interest that we fix our country. When systems are working at the right time, you can come back home. And we are offering a different kind of leadership, a different module of governance to right what is wrong in our country and to make sure that things are working the way they work here. And that is why I have had this continuous engagement. Before I explain to you what I think we can do together as our people from the diaspora, and we as a new administration in Kenya for the benefit of our country, let me first bring you to speed of what is going on back at home. I'm sure you know quite a bit of what is going on, but probably you have not had the benefit to hear it from an insider who has been in government, and somebody who also talks to many people every day to analyze situations and what is going on back home. What is going back at home is that the president we elected, most of you, ourselves, we campaigned for him, has turned against the people of Kenya and become a dictator who cannot be told by anybody, and he's running down the country and nobody can talk to him. And he has compromised the opposition. He has captured Parliament and Senate, and there is nobody to hold him to account. And since nature abhors vacuum, our young children, the Gen Zs, filled that space and became the opposition in Kenya and said, no, what is happening is not acceptable. It shouldn't happen, and it's within the constitutional right, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, to say no. And then the president embarked on a very brutal purge and reprisal against the young people, leading to very violent abductions, forced disappearances, and extrajudicial killings. And as a result, in the last 2 years, many young people between the ages of 12 up to 24 have been killed. Others have been maimed. Others have disappeared. They are not known where they are. And there is a lot of fear. There is a lot of anxiety. There is a lot of anguish in the country, as mothers, as fathers, as all of us as parents cry for our children. Things have gotten so bad that the president doesn't fear anymore to support the killing of children publicly. His minister for Interior publicly and shamelessly gave an order of shoot to kill to policemen and said, if you see anybody near a police station, just shoot and kill, despite the fact that a police station is a public institution and Kenyans have every right to go to a police station. Instead of William Ruto admonishing the minister for going against the constitution, he went ahead and issued further orders himself that people should be shot in the leg. A president saying publicly, shoot them in the leg, harm them, then take them to hospital on their way to prison. That is how callous he has become, and he doesn't hide anymore. It's the extent of the impunity that is very worrisome to the people of Kenya. That a leader who is elected by the people has the audacity to threaten Kenyans and issue orders for them to be harmed, to be injured before they are in prison. Even before Kenyans could recover from that shock, one of his sycophants, who is a chairman of the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations in Parliament, Nelson Koech, went ahead and said the president is wrong. He's too soft, he is too lenient. They should not be shot on the leg, they should be shot on the head. That is a kind of impunity that is in our country. And when a lot of pressure came from here in the States the other day, because the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in the Senate here in the US brought a bill to review the relationship of the US and Kenya in respect of the status of a non-NATO ally. They are trying to do some little interventions to deceive the United States and the world that they are doing something. So the president has now formed a committee to look into how to compensate those who have been killed. How do you kill people, then you compensate them? What he should do before he can talk of compensation is first stop the killing and recite his order of shooting the leg and recite the order of Kipchumba Murkomen of shoot to kill before he can even talk about compensation. Fine, it is in order to compensate families that have lost their children. But it is immoral to kill children and then compensate their parents. Why don't you let them live? Let them live. You don't have to compensate them. If they are leaving you, there is no need for compensation. So the president needs to admit liability, apologize to the parents and to the people of Kenya, recite his order on shooting the leg, countermand his minister on shoot to kill, then we can discuss compensation. But you cannot pretend you are compensating people who have lost their children and you have not yet recited the order that you gave for them to be shot. It's double speak and it's not genuine. Again, back home, he has messed the healthcare system. When he came into office, there was the NHIF, which was struggling but working. And you people know, because you take care of people back home. At least NHIF was working but struggling. So what we needed were reforms in the NHIF Act to make it more compliant, to make it more efficient, and to make it serve the people of Kenya. Instead, he scrapped it and brought something called SHIF. NHIF needed 800 million Kenya shillings to reform. He scrapped it and brought something called SHIF at a cost of 104 billion Kenya shillings. That is money that is being stolen. And the thing is not working despite spending that amount. As we speak yesterday, the private hospitals said that all government employees will have to pay cash in advance because SHA is not working. You people know because you are here. And I know you support many families back home. You know SHA is not working. And I know you are making interventions to help your relatives back home. The education system, again, most of you are beneficiaries of the Kibaki Free Primary Education. Most of you are beneficiaries of the Higher Education Loans Board that saw you through university. Those are things that are working but have been messed up. The health program has been discarded and they have come up with something that is not working, has made university education beyond the reach of ordinary Kenyans. And many of our students are at home. Again, money meant for free primary education has been diverted, and it's the one that is being used for these useless empowerment programs by Mr. Soprano. This money you see in bags, in sacks every weekend is money that was meant for free primary education. A great legacy by President Mwai Kibaki has now been destroyed. Business, there's no money in circulation. If you go to Nyamakema, if you go to Taveta Road, if you go to River Road, before getting a shop there, you needed to pay goodwill about 20 million Kenya shillings. Today, all the shops have been closed. If you want a shop, nobody asks you for goodwill. The owner of the shop will tell, take it up, pay me rent, whatever you can afford. There's no money in circulation. Business people who have done business with the government have not been paid. Pending bills in excess of Kenya shillings 900 billion have not been paid. William Ruto would prefer to do new projects so that he can negotiate commissions with the new suppliers and new contractors. So that is the situation back home. When I was in office, I had a very good program on fighting illicit brews and alcoholism and drug abuse. And I was dealing with the policy level of stopping illicit brews being available in the market. And we had succeeded in getting our young people back home to start families and to be productive. And Pastor Dorcas would deal with the ones who are already addicted by having rehabilitation programs. All that was sabotaged. The illicit brews are back. Our young people are in the trenches and in the drainage, drinking and destroying their lives. There's nobody to deal with the ones who are addicted, to assist our children who are suffering from drug abuse. So in a nutshell, we have that challenge, but the Kenyan people have realized their mistakes. We were deceived and duped in electing a man who came with the Bible and said he is born again. They trusted him. He said he'll put money in their pocket. Instead of putting money in the pocket, he removed the little that was there. Nothing works. The country is almost grinding to a halt. They are saying that I'm here in America talking ill of my country. I'm not talking ill of my country. I'm just talking the truth. And I'm not saying Kenya is bad. Kenya is a beautiful country with good people, but we have poor leadership. We are here talking about poor leadership. We are not castigating Kenya as a country. That is our country. And we are only talking because we love our country. We are saying the problem of Kenya is not Kenya. It's not Kenyans. It's not the air. It is poor leadership, and that is what we need to fix. So the Kenyan people have made an informed decision that the Constitution allows the president to go up to 2 terms. The first term, 5 years, which is a contract, is a social contract with the people of Kenya, subject to renewal on performance or termination on non-performance, period. And the people are saying that 1 term is enough. We are not going to renew the contract, we are going to terminate it. And that is why they are saying it's 1 term. I have seen his people crying all over, oh no, Kibaki did 2 terms, Uhuru did 2 terms, even as we must do 2 terms. There is no way the Constitution says there is a must. It is subject to renewal or termination on performance or non-performance. William Ruto has failed to perform. He has messed the country, he has messed the economy, he has killed children, he has messed our relations with the neighboring countries, and the people of Kenya are saying, in view of the fact that you have failed to live up to our expectations, you have messed our country, we have a right as the people of Kenya, in accordance with the Constitution, to terminate the contract we had. So serve your 5 years and move on. We intend to get another new government to enter another 5-year contract with some other people. And that is a decision that has been made by the people of Kenya. Initially, he tried to say that it's a Kikuyu that is against him. But the people of Kenya told him, no. If it's a Kikuyus who are against you, all of us are Kikuyus. That was the hashtag. Because everybody in Kenya is feeling the effects of bad governance. Everybody is angry about the killing of young children. Kenyans are angry and hungry because of non-performance of the economy. So that is a decision the people of Kenya have made, and I'm part of that group of leadership that is seeking to be elected as president under our party, the DCP, and I'm working alongside other leaders, Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Fred Matiang'i, Eugene Wamalwa, George Natembea, and all of us are offering ourselves to lead the people of Kenya, and we are working together. And we have agreed that all of us want to be president, but it's not possible for all of us to be president. So along the way, sometimes late next year, we shall sit down and agree that among ourselves, we agree to have one flag bearer to face William Ruto on the ballot, so that things are okay. And I have said, I think I'm the best, but in case my colleagues convince me that I'm not and somebody else is, I'll back that person to a man so that we have meaningful change in our country. I have come looking for you people, first and foremost, to appraise you on what is going on home and to ask you to help us. Because you must, because you are part of Kenya. I know you are as disturbed as we are about the killing of children. I know you are as concerned as we are about bad governance. I know you are mad at the corruption taking place in Kenya. I know you disagree 100% with the misappropriation of funds for personal aggrandizement. We therefore want to partner with you because you have a lot of influence back home. And I want to appeal to you to talk to people back at home and ask them to register as voters and join us in electing a new government that will respect the will of the people, that will create good governance structures, and that will bring prosperity to the people of Kenya. Utatusaidia nyumbani? Again, I want to seek partnership with you because you are important. It's true, Walubengo, that pastor was saying that you guys are useless, nobody needs to talk to you. Those are RUTO psychophants. He has a big choir called Praise and Worship. People who just praise and worship him. They thank him because there is sunshine. They thank him because there is moonlight. They thank him for the air we breathe, although he has nothing to do with it. It's a psychophants. And they have been ignored by the people of Kenya. Don't even think about them. Nobody listen to what they are saying. You people are critical. And you are a serious partner of any serious administration that wants to succeed. In the following manner. One, in the 1970s, coffee was #1 foreign exchange earner. In the 80s, tea became the first, the best foreign exchange earner for the country. In the 90s, it was overtaken by tourism. But as we speak today, it's not coffee, it's not tea, it's not tourism. Remittances from the diaspora are #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. And you guys are a serious partner in our economy. It is the money that you send home that we use to pay our public debt. It's the money that you send home we use to run our embassies. It is the money that you send home we use for importation of goods. For any country to succeed economically, you need a very strong partnership with the diaspora. You know, for those of us who rear some dairy cows, the dairy animal, the dairy cow, if you want milk from it, you must look after it. And you must make sure the cow is happy. You must give it hay, you give it lucerne, you give it dairy meal. In fact, nowadays we are giving them mattresses to sleep on so that they don't feel cold. And some people have even become very imaginative you play them country music, Ken Rogers and Don Williams, so that they give you milk. The diaspora brigade is the dairy cow of the Kenyan economy. We must look after the diaspora people to agree to inject their money into our economy. And your money is huge. If we have programs to give you incentives to invest your money back home, we don't have to borrow money from other countries. Your money is enough to run our economy. So I look forward to a partnership where we shall agree with you people how we give you incentives to bring your money back home. We want you to come and start factories. We agree, we give you a tax holiday for several years, that there is no taxation if you set up a factory, so that you can create employment home and expand the tax bracket. We want to agree with you if we can have a diaspora bond where we can have a special interest package where you bring your dollars home, you earn a certain interest rate much higher than the country where you have come from. There are many things we shall discuss. Yeah? And I don't understand what is wrong with RUTO. When we need your money, when I'm here, I think early in the week, the central bank issued a circular that they want to go to homes where you send money and talk to your mothers and your uncles and your brothers to find out how much money you send them. You know, you guys have already paid tax, and you are helping your mother because the hospitals are not working. You are helping your brothers because the education system has failed. Yet the president now is asking central bank to go to homes and to get data on the money that you send home. Tell your mothers and your fathers and your brothers that that is illegal. They should not divulge any information to anybody. If William Ruto wants to know how much money you send home, he should come here and talk to you. Please, William Ruto, don't harass our parents. Don't harass poor people back at home whose only crime is being held by people in the diaspora because your country is not working. If things were working, these people would not be sending any money back home. They needed the money themselves, but they send money home because things are not working. So that is being intrusive. We don't want too much government into people's lives. The work of government is to give services to the people. Let William Ruto build roads and hospitals, provide water, electricity, sewage, internet. That is what Kenyans want. But he cannot send people in homes with the fitina to ask people, oh, I hear your daughter is in America, how much does she send you? That is rubbish. And you must tell the people you help at home, there is no legal requirement for them to divulge the help you give them. That is very personal. That is personal information. It's like asking you why you love your wife. Do you have to give that information? It's privileged personal information that is confidential. So please tell your beneficiaries, those you help, not to give that information to anybody. Again, I want to interest you to invest home. Let's have a discussion. That is your country. Things are working here. Why not? Yesterday, I spent a day in Silicon Valley. And I went to Google, I went to Meta, and things are working. And what is amazing, at Meta I found 35 Kenyans who are driving Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Kenyans, young Kenyans, knowledgeable. At Google I found a Kenyan there, a young guy there. They are the guys behind the success of that great establishment. Later on, I met executives in the Silicon Valley running successful businesses. And you know, when I listen to people at Google, I listen to people at Meta on the ideas they have on innovations, on artificial intelligence. I was so embarrassed that despite having that kind of capacity with Kenyans to turn around our digital information technology, that our Minister for ICT is William Kabogo. Are you also not embarrassed? It's embarrassing. A guy who knows nothing about IT. He has no idea whatsoever. Yet we have Kenyans who are driving mega corporations in matters innovation here in the United States and all over the world. These are the Kenyans that I seek to partner with when we form government to transform our country. And I'm saying on a very serious note, you guys have demonstrated capacity to succeed in a foreign land. I want you to help us transform our country like the way you have done it here in the United States. All we need to do is to give you the opportunity. And you have a proven track record of success. Our embassies here abroad, we must ask you guys to help us run them. As somebody who has lived here in the United States for 30 years, a CEO of a company who has worked all over the States, has the necessary papers, PhD, masters, that is somebody you can give the embassy in Washington to learn. And that person knows everything. They know what Kenyans want, what challenges they are facing. They know these Americans, for them to attract them to invest at home, what they want, how to handle them, because they have been here with them. If you go to Kenya, an ambassador is appointed for 4 years. You get a politician, you appoint him ambassador to Washington. The first 1 year he comes is to look for a house, run and learn to know the streets and to know his way around here, and look for a school for his children. 1 year is gone. The second year he is trying to make friends with the Americans and the Kenyan people. A year is gone. The third year is to sit down to say, now that I know friends and networking, what can we do? He spends the whole year to do the plan. Then the fourth year is done, he is recalled. But you guys, if you are appointed on Monday, on Tuesday you go and start working. You know everything. You know everybody. You know what needs to be done. So it's something that I want to do. Get the people out there to run our embassies on behalf of our country. Take care of Kenyans in those countries and have a serious network with the people of that foreign country and attract them to come and invest back home. That is a commitment that I want to give, and we're going to do it together. Again, as I wind up so that I can give you an opportunity to ask me a few questions, there is a bill that was brought in the Senate here calling for an investigation to facilitate the reviewing of the relationship between Kenya and the US in matters, the status of non-NATO ally. And I want to ask you to lobby your senators and your congressmen to support that bill by giving them facts of what is happening back at home, which you are aware. I've seen people back at home trying to blame me because of that matter that has been brought to the Senate. I did not bring it. I'm not a senator in the US. They are directed their anger at me. All manner of accusations. I did not bring the matter, but I support it because the issues that have been raised by the Americans is the issues that I raise every day. The issues of extrajudicial killings, abductions, the issue of interfering in Sudan by working with a terrorist group called RSAF, the issue of working with Al-Shabaab. Those issues were brought by the Americans. And all I said is that Kenyans should support by giving information to the legislators here to enable America hold William Ruto to account. And I did ask the Americans not to impose sanctions on Kenya because Kenya is innocent, but to apply sanctions against William Ruto as a person so that he can be brought to order. So I found a member of parliament from Mandera there in parliament making a lot of noise, saying that I'm against the people of Mandera. I have nothing against the people of Mandera, and he should not drag the people of Mandera into the challenges William Ruto is facing with the American people. Nowhere did anybody say that the people of Mandera have committed any crime against anybody. What we said is that the Americans are saying William Ruto met some bad people in Mandera. If you meet bad people in Mandera, it does not mean that the people of Mandera are party to the meeting that you had. So I also saw the senator trying to say that we have a problem with the Somali community because we are asking that William Ruto be held to account. Nobody has any problem against any community. The Somalis are part of Kenya, and they are a very serious community that has done a lot in the transformation of our country and the economic development of our nation. They are very serious drivers of our economy. They are very aggressive in business. So the senator of Mandera, don't drag the Somali community into the challenges facing William Ruto. It's William Ruto who is being told to account by the Americans for his activities with the terrorist organizations. The people of Mandera, the Somali community, are innocent and have nothing to do with it. And by the way, I want to tell the politicians there in northern Kenya, if you want to defend William Ruto, defend him. But don't try to create a wedge between us and the Somali community, because we have nothing against them. They are part of Kenya, and they too are telling us they are suffering just like the rest of Kenyans. And doesn't mean because Aden Luare is eating, the Somali community are eating. They are also complaining of marginalization. They are complaining of bad economic times. In fact, the Somali community, more than any other, has really borne the brunt of extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances for a long time. So let nobody try to create a wedge between those opposed to William Ruto and communities. Let William Ruto answer the Americans for what he has done and what he has not done. I saw the Minister for Interior saying that we should be asked to help in investigations in this matter. We cannot help in any investigations because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigations against William Ruto. The people who have initiated investigations is the American Senate. So if there is need for us to help in investigations, we'll help the American Senate, not the Kenya government, because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigation. Number two, the Kenyan government cannot investigate William Ruto because those policemen work under him. And all the things he is doing of killing people and abducting people, he is doing with the very police. So there is nobody stupid enough to go and report William Ruto to the Kenyan police. Nothing will be done against it. So whoever sees, please don't sell fear to us. You know we cannot buy. In any case, it is the same CS who said that when 5 chiefs were abducted by Al-Shabaab, he said that they will go into negotiation with the Al-Shabaab to have them released. How can you negotiate with people you do not know? And since they were released after negotiations, the CS Interior knows much more than anybody else on who are the leaders of Al-Shabaab, because he said publicly that he'll initiate negotiations for the release of the 5 chiefs who were abducted. The 5 chiefs were released after successful negotiations with the Al-Shabaab. So the CS Interior knows whom he negotiated with. So if he wants information as who are the leaders of Al-Shabaab, he is in a better position to tell the people of Kenya and the world and the Americans, because he has already had business with them that has been successful. So please, The Americans have asked the questions. I'm not the one who has asked. If I'm required to help, the things I know on the issues in Sudan, the dealings with RSF, I'm ready to help. But the Americans, not the Kenyan government, because the Kenyan government has not raised any issue. They are comfortable with what is happening. And you know, I see people threatening other people. I've seen that fellow called Soprano issuing a lot of threats every day. Oh, mimi ni fire, mimi ni noma. Oh, don't push me around. I want to tell Soprano to take time to read Wallace Feinka. In one of his greatest works, he says, a tiger does not proclaim its tigerhood. It bounces. So, if you are what you say you are, act. Don't keep on threatening. You know, that's what Ole Soyinka says. A tiger does not proclaim its tigerhood. It bounces. So please spare those threats for other characters. Rigiji is beyond threats, and you know it. And we must speak for the people of Kenya, because if we don't do it, there will be no country. You have compromised Raila Odinga, you have bought parliament, you have bought Senate. If you succeed in silencing us to talk for the people of Kenya, who will speak for the people of Kenya? I cannot be intimidated. The Gen Zs cannot be intimidated. We'll continue to speak for the people of Kenya for as long as it takes, until we are able to remove this government from power and get another government that is responsive to the needs of the people of Kenya, that respects human rights, that has good governance, that is accountable and transparent, and a government that is prepared to be held to account by the people of Kenya. And in the parting shot, I want to ask the UN Security Council to take note that Kenya is an anchor state that has played a very significant role in the Horn of Africa and ensuring there is peace and stability. And the American government has worked very closely with Kenya in supporting anti-terrorism activities with finance and intelligence. We want Kenya to remain there. We want Kenya to continue playing a very important role in stabilizing the Horn of Africa and the region. And the problem is not Kenya. The problem is the leadership. So the UN Security Council, the United States, they need to deal with William Ruto so that Kenya is preserved to continue playing that important role as an anchor state to ensure there is peace and stability in the region. But when we get a reckless leader who is interfering with the affairs of the neighboring countries and working with those opposed to those governments, that is why Kenya's name is being cast in bad light. So, mimi nimeshukuru sana. I have said many things, and nataka mniulize maswali ndio niweze kujibu.